started, Barbara and I have been friends for a really long time. And very early in the pandemic, we were just doing a FaceTime one day. And as we were kind of fetching, we came up with this idea for a kids musical that could be produced online digitally. My husband, Tom, who's sitting right here, was in the other room, and he kind of walked in the middle of the conversation and said, "That's a good idea. You should make that." And long story short, we did.
Listen, the school musical's off. That doesn't mean the show can't go on. Let's make our own musical.
We could find talented kid performers who could sing and act, who had parents who could sing and act. I knew Welly Yang.
Yeah, so I actually met Karen Greenberg Baker in the early 90s. She saw a video that we all sang together for a benefit for the nursing home.
And I assumed genetically his children were very likely to have inherited their talent.
She reached out to me and said, "Do you think your son and the rest of your family would be interested in performing in it?"
So they were our first call, and then Barbara, you want to take it from there?
Yes, well, I had reconnected with the Peterson family, and they made a little video where they told a story and made it into a musical, and I already knew that Eric could sing, and then I thought, whoa, look, the whole family is talented and can sing. So we went to the Peterson family.
I thought that it was very fun, and all our memories are like, to be honest, like Miles, I loved making memories with my family, and now we can know that like we made that musical all together.
And then we went on a search for where we met the Lanier family, right, Karen?
Yeah, so a friend of mine, Renee Mitchell, who is a children's manager, and she's like, "I've got the perfect family," and we contacted the Laniers. Boom, we've got our next family.
We loved making Quarantween because we had a lot of fun doing it, and it was kind of hitting close to home for us when we did it because we were all quarantined here ourselves, right, Madison?
Yeah, and it was just like really fun and sort of like a vacation for me because, well, I haven't done something like that in a long time since I've got to Texas.
And then we had to find our grandma, and I reached out to a college friend of mine who produces Broadway shows, and I told him what we were looking for. He came up with Karen Ziemba's name immediately. We're like, oh my God.
Yes, she'll never do it.
Karen Ziemba to be in our show, like that would be amazing. You know, I'm still kind of overwhelmed that, Karen, that you were available to work on it, and so grateful and happy that you lent your many talents to our show. It's been an honor.
When I was asked to participate in Quarantween, the musical, and do a virtual show from my own home, I thought, yeah, jump in, try it, you'll like it. And it was wonderful to connect with everybody from all over the country, these actors that were all participating in this virtual musical. And I thought at first it was going to feel too remote, but actually we really connected emotionally through the camera and through the microphone because everybody was so wonderful, and our creatives and crew just made it all come together. So I'm so glad that I was a part of it.
And then, of course, we had to turn it into a musical because, you know, what's a musical without songs? And Shelley, I think maybe you were the first person that we reached out to because Welly, you recommended her.
Yeah.
And wow. And then Adam jumped in. I mean, you guys were amazing. You turned a song around, I don't know, a couple of days.
And we hadn't written it together in years because we both had 7 years, but it was during COVID and we didn't have anybody to be creative with. And I said, this sounds like fun. Yeah. And I think we had a really good time doing it. Yeah.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we're so grateful. Tor and Lisa, you guys, we've wanted to work together for a while. And, you know, all of a sudden it was like, okay, does this seem right to you? All right, let's do it. And again, you turned over this song so quickly and you had this big Passage of Time song. right? Which
Yeah.
is not an easy thing to write.
No, but a lot of drums, it helps.
You know, we have a motto about ourselves. It's called opening numbers are us.
Right. And also once we saw Oliver Hauser was on it, we were like, we better get on this thing.
Oh, and Oliver, who now is on the West Coast, who was
very
on the
mutual.
West Coast. Again, I wanted to work with Oliver for a while, and we almost had a project commission before COVID. And then it turned out Karen knew him as well.
And I realized like one of the bright sides of this horrible time is the fact that not only did it inspire the idea for this musical, but that it meant that people of all of your incredible talents were available to work with us. Like we never could have touched you otherwise.
And then we gathered together this wonderful crew of people that Karen knew, people that Asid knew. The editing, we won't even get into the whole editing, which I had no idea. Like, this is so different than theater. But I feel like I've learned a lot. And Asid, you came in and you had like this impossible task of like no time, no camera people, and go.
And it couldn't have been easier to say, yes, let's do this, because, suddenly everything had gone dark. As a filmmaker, there was absolutely nothing happening. And then here comes this little, ray of light that's like, let's go and make a musical and let's make it with families. And I was like, yeah, let me think about that twice. But yes, of course, like it was such an experience to like just get in on it and just get our hands dirty. And then like it was the start of COVID, so nobody really knew how to do this. Yeah, and just getting like small little itty bitty things figured out so that this could be everything that it ended up being and then some. It was such a joy.
The first time when Asad gave me a call and he was like, we have something like this, I was like, are you sure you want me? Don't you have like other more talented people? He was like, I know you can do it. So I didn't know that I could do it, but he knew that I could do it. It was a really beautiful journey for me. I learned, it was very motivational and inspiring. The songs, the Beastmaster, it was so good.
So like this was the best learning experience I've ever had, learning how to teach people music through Zoom and then hope their recordings came out as good as we wanted them to be. But this was an absolute joy, and I'm so glad to see Asid again too, because he was the best team leader I've ever had on a project. And the whole experience working with everyone in the Zoom room was like the highlight of my summer. I miss it so much.
It was great getting to work with the cast and Asid and everybody, just helping to coordinate all aspects of it. And Kelsey was on set every day, so I'm sure she can speak a little bit to what that was like, doing this from afar.
Yeah, it was really cool getting to be on set with everybody. I have never done live action work before, and even though this was like a really weird way to do that, it was super awesome. It was so fun.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite moments, we were talking about maybe doing some kind of a dolly while Wyatt was doing playing Jawbreaker, and we had this wall in the living room, and he wanted to kind of go around the wall, and then there was kind of a cutout in the wall, so he wanted to go on one side of it, and I was like, wait a second, I actually have a hand truck. And while Wyatt was playing, I was just kind of moving the hand truck back and forth really slowly, trying to make it smooth. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Jawbreaker was a song that I wrote a while back, and when they said that going to add it into the musical, I was wow, I didn't know that my song would be.
I love the Littlest Jawbreaker song. Got me all choked up. Holy mackerel, we have a new talent on the horizon.
I really liked doing it, and probably my favorite part was filming the baby Beastmaster. I really liked that, and I never would think that it would all go so perfectly.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was really fun, and especially to do it with my family.
I had a Steadicam, but I had only really used it to kind of pan right and left. But in this, I was zooming in physically and with my thumb, and then going up on top and then spinning and then trying not to get in the mirror it was intense. But I also, like Welly, once I was like in it, I was like, okay, no, I can do it better. Give me another chance. You know, wanting to like really nail the tech part.
Chandra and Shannon, you guys work in television. So was this anything like that? Did it help? Did it help that you had experience in television?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of knew what you were looking for and what you wanted. I particularly me, I like live TV better because you get one shot and it's done.
Yes, and I thought it was fun when I got to add in a few different dance moves, and I got to add in a handstand, and when I got to dress up Yodel.
Oh, and your sister was making props, is that what I heard?
Yes.
Yes, Mackenzie? You want to wave? All right, because you know what? People who make props, that's an important job.
Yeah.
Super important. Thank you for your help in all of that.
I just was really happy being creative with every single one of you, Mommy too. And it was just so fun, like setting up the shots and working with the writers and the directors and talking about how to be like our own little mini crew at home, which was really fun.
I just think I want to just commend everyone and all the work from the direction to the acting to the other composers and teams on this. I just thought it was terrific, but I just want to give a special shout out to the kids, you know, and I gotta say, like, you guys were,
You nailed it.
You nailed it. You
Yeah.
killed it. This is not easy. Like, what you did was not easy. Obviously you had a ton of fun with it, but we were really enjoying that aspect of it, and you killed our song, so thank you so much.
I think kids are gonna love it, but parents are gonna love it too.
Really good.
And it's well acted, and it's really well written. It's very funny, and I think there's something in it for all ages, you know?
This experience down to this moment has just been this reintroduction and redefinition of the idea of family, and so thank you for that. It's just been such a thrill.
And we feel so blessed to have had everyone, you know, from Karen, the entire group, you know, you're all so talented and wonderful and also so joyous. You all have such joyous spirits that of everything that's necessary during this COVID time, it's that kind of joy and love and communal, just, you know, family. It's all about family.